What's going on, people? Welcome once again to Raw Boxing TV. Great night of boxing. I have to say, this is a night that's gonna give people something to talk about for a long time. I'm just gonna go ahead and touch bases on you know, the Amir Khan versus Collazo. First of all, congratulations to Amir Khan. Collazo, I don't know what you were doing, thinking that maybe you could win that fight by not throwing punches and not protecting yourself. But you got what you deserve, I guess. And I don't know what your corner was doing by telling you, you know, you're going to get him, you're going to get him. To me, that's not corner advice. A corner is the one that's there to see what's going on in the fight and advise you to change strategies, change tactics, and implement certain amounts and certain ways of attack. And they failed to do that for you tonight. Moving into the main event, forget the other two fights. Oh, about Broner too. I want to touch on Broner. The one thing I learned about Broner in this fight, he's getting into MMA by slamming his fighter. 2, no, he hasn't changed. And 3, he's still the same fighter, still gets hit. And 4, when he fights somebody good in that division, he's getting knocked out again. And 5, y'all want to call me a hater? Listen to what the man said after the fight. Judge that for what it's worth. Heading into the main event, this is the fight that is full of controversy. And I honestly don't know why. Well, actually, no, let me take that back. I kind of know why. But I just always wonder, like, why is it that we cannot sit and watch a fight calmly? You know, the minute you start watching a fight, then you're not really seeing what's going on. Now, if you sit down to watch a fight and you're like, okay, then your mind is working at a slower, you know, speed, and you're able to process things better. You're able to see things better. Meaning you're not being led by emotions while watching this fight. See, that's the difference between somebody who's watching the fight to judge it and somebody who's watching the fight to see somebody who they don't like lose. There was controversy from the beginning in this fight. They inspected the gloves, and the gloves were broken in, meaning the knuckles were already there. These gloves were designed pretty much to get Floyd Mayweather out of the way, which raises question. Could this be the case between Maidana and Broner? I don't know. But you take a puncher and you give him a glove like that, and you're pretty much increasing that power, that impact. I would say anywhere from 25 to 50% more than what he usually packs. Good thing that Leonard Ellaby and Floyd were able to catch this, and they demanded for Maidana to wear another glove. Same weight, same size, but another glove. And before we go into the fight, I want to tell you one thing. Because Robert Garcia, it's a really emotional guy. He did it when Gamboa challenged his little brother in the ring. So you're going to show up to the press conference? Gamboa said, I didn't show up to Brandon because I didn't have a contract. But I tell you what, tell your brother to sign it and I'll beat him up and then I'll show up to the other. And now he's like, can we get our gloves? So wait a minute, you mean to tell me your fighter can't win with legal gloves? He's got to wear broken in gloves in order to win? Oh, okay. You can take that for what it's worth. You see, from the beginning, I had this fight to get it out the way. I had this fight 7 rounds to 5 to Floyd Mayweather. Maidana came in strong in this fight, man. Maidana came in dirty in this fight. Maidana came in not giving a crap. And this is the type of fight you're supposed to give Mayweather. Look, I don't care about you. I don't care about your reputation. I don't care if you're the greatest ever. I'm going to come in like a bulldozer, hit down and throwing punches. Unfortunately, when you're coming in head down and throwing punches, you land some good ones, but you miss a lot of them. And like I said in my last videos, there's two different types of fans. The fan that loves to see a brawler because they don't have the knowledge to break down a technical fight, right? And the fan that has the knowledge and is able to break down a brawler and a technician. This fight, although Maidana pressed the action a lot, he really did not landed all the punches that you all thought he was landing. Mayweather pretty much did what he does. Yes, you came in strong, but eventually I'm going to figure you out. And didactically, see, that's the word right there. Didactically, bop, 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 moving around. I'm going to take you to deep waters. And that's what happened. Just because you see a guy coming forward throwing 6 trillion punches doesn't mean he's actually winning the round. It doesn't mean he's actually winning the fight. To you guys, it may seem that way because, let's face it, a lot of you cannot stand Mayweather, and a lot of you do not have the ability to remain calm while watching a fight. See, me, I have to remain calm to watch a fight, judge it, and then come and sit in front of this camera and talk to you guys about what I saw. What I saw was Floyd win this fight 7-5. But this was such a competitive fight that it led you guys to believe he lost. And I understand it makes you feel good thinking that way, but let's put our feet in the earth. It's funny how Robert Garcia wants to be considered trainer of the year. You know, when you have a trainer in the corner and he's advising his fighter, you know, you need to play dirty in this fight. You need to play dirty. And the reason this was brought up to Maidana by Robert Garcia is because if you notice, Floyd had already had like 2 or 3 low blows. Nothing was called. Punches behind the head. And Robert Garcia makes the mistake of making a fool of himself. Hey, Tony, man, that's a punch. He's just turning his head. Well, no, not really. Because Maidana is so close to him and he's going like that, right? That regardless whether Floyd does this or this, notice how the only thing that moves is this. But that back of the neck is still the same. Watch my hand be right here. And watch my head. Is it still not behind the head? It's still going to be behind the head. The minute you advise a fighter to play dirty, then in my opinion, maybe you shouldn't complain at all, whether your fighter won or lost the fight. You shouldn't request to be called trainer of the year. Mayweather won. Maidana was smart. He used the momentum of the crowd to say, I won. He knows he didn't win. But again, it's profitable to say this because it'll land a rematch. Because see, Maidana's only making like 1.25 or 1.3 million in this fight. And 40% of that has to stay in the US due to taxes because he's a foreign fighter, not a green card holder. So it's about 40% in taxes. So it's profitable for him to bring in another rematch. Okay? Whether the rematch happens or not, it doesn't really matter. In my opinion, a lot of people didn't see Floyd win because they're not used to seeing Floyd being involved in a competitive fight. But I advise you to take a pill. Something that'll calm your blood pressure, your nerves. And tomorrow, watch the fight. Not with the Latino, not with the hate, not with the whatever. Just watch the fight. Just sit in front of the TV like I do, like the judges have to do. Remain calm and watch the fight. Floyd was picking Maidana apart, and Maidana was coming in, landing one shot from time to time, but the rest of them were just landing in the arms, in the elbows, in the belt line. And let's face it, sometimes you flurry on Floyd, and it kind of seemed like you're landing because of the way he moves. You know, he's doing all this, And those punches, if you've seen in previous fights, especially like the ones against Cotto, where a lot of people thought he won because Cotto supposedly was landing shots against the rope, they weren't really landing. When they showed the fight in slow-mo, they were like inches. But it's the way Floyd's moving. You may think he won, and I understand it makes you feel good to think this way, but unfortunately, for Chino Maidana, he did not win this fight. They can go out in history and say, I beat Floyd, but no, you didn't beat Floyd. And the reason you didn't knock Floyd out is because they did not allow you to use those illegal gloves, the broken-in gloves, the gloves that have pretty much no padding. And if you want to know what I'm talking about, go to Fight Hype, his YouTube channel, and in there he's got the video where when they're inspecting the gloves, and controversy breaks loose. When Leonard Ellerbe grabs the gloves and he's like, wait a minute, this ain't got no padding. Touch this. Floyd grabs it, puts it on. He said, well, my knuckles are right here. No, give him what I got. Maidana complained about that. You know, he made me wear bigger gloves, and then he corrected himself. I mean, they were the same size, but he took my gloves away from me. It's kind of like, imagine if Margarito said, you know what? Mosley beat me because he took the cast out of my hands. If we can do a rematch and let me wear the cast, then I can beat him. You take that for what it's worth. I know tonight you're feeling good. You thought Floyd lost, but I'm a person that lives in reality. And at the end of the day, when you grab that paper, it's going to say 46-0. And at the end of the day, when you ask a lot of the boxing fans that actually know boxing, it's going to say Floyd won the fight. And to prevent falling in any hype, I did not watch the fight through through Showtime. I watched the fight through the British television, where you're going to have very neutral commentators because they don't work for Showtime. They don't work for Mayweather promotion. They don't work for Golden Boys promotion. So drop your comments in this fight. You might think he was dominated, but again, don't go by volume of punches, go by accuracy in punches. And it'll help you a lot to judge fights in the future. That's it for now. I'm out. Drop your comments and subscribe.